Jai Gurudev, welcome to Connect with the Divine with Paramahamsa Sri Swami Vishwananda. Paramahamsa Vishwananda is an enlightened, God-realized spiritual master. His mission on earth is to open the hearts of mankind, and through his Bhakti Marga organization, he helps spiritual seekers experience and cultivate a very uniquely personal relationship with God. The Sanskrit word bhakti means love and devotion, and Bhakti Marga is the path of living and loving the divine in daily life. One way to do this is through chanting the name of God. This practice is also known as japam. Chanting is a very simple yet powerful practice that has been used for thousands of years. Ancient saints and yogis have called upon the power of chanting to help calm the mind and to attain higher states of consciousness. Many different spiritual traditions use chanting as a way to connect more intimately with the source of life itself. Chanting the Lord's name invokes His divine presence, and chanting with love helps you to realize Him within your own heart. You will notice that Paramahamsa Vishwananda is using a string of 108 prayer beads called a mala. A mala carries the vibrational energy of the divine name and helps to keep track of the repetitions. Paramahamsa Vishwananda will come online in just a few moments, and when he does, he will invite you to chant along with him for approximately 15 minutes. After the chanting is finished, he will lead everyone in a very short guided meditation to support Mother Earth. Once the meditation is finished, please sit quietly for a few moments to enjoy the effects of your japam. When Paramahamsa Vishwananda comes back online, he will give satsang by answering your spiritual questions and revealing timeless truths to help you rise above the challenges and fears of today's world. It is very rare to have such access to a living master, and it is even more special to have the opportunity to learn directly from him. We hope you enjoy your connection with the divine.
But have you ever looked into the eyes of a spiritual master? Come and experience it for yourself. Look into the eyes of real, unconditional love and let it open your heart. Paramahamsa Sri Swami Vishwananda is a God-realized master who lives in constant union with the divine. He lives at a place in the heart of Europe. It is called the home of the Divine Mother. From here, he is now giving what is called darshan online so that everyone can benefit. Darshan means divine sight, but simple words cannot do justice to the incredible experience of seeing and being seen by him. Look into the eyes of unconditional love and let it open your heart. You can now have your own experience of this divine master from wherever you are. Feel it for yourself and let love return.
गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम भरवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरधारी गिरधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी ओ मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है 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 श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल 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 मेरो है गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल 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 मेरो है जय श्री गिरिधारी नंदलाल 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 मेरो है तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी ये सारे सारे गा सा गा मा सा मा पा ये सारे सारे गा सा गा मा सा मा पा ये सा सरे रे गा सा गा गा मा सा गा मा पा para pa ma ga pa para pa ma ga re para pa ma ga pa para pa ma ga re para pa ma pa para pa ma pa मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी मेरा राधा रमन गिरिधारी ओ मेरा राधा रमन गिरिधारी 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 ओ मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी 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 श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की सतगुरु स्वामी विश्वानंद महाराज की जय
राधे 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 राधे
कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे हो श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे हो श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे जय श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे जय श्री राधे हो श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे जय श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे जय श्री राधे ओ राधे कृष्ण ओ राधे कृष्ण ओ राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे ओ राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे ओ राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे ओ राधे कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल भज मन श्री राधे 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 बोल श्याम श्याम बोल राधे राधे बोल श्याम श्याम बोल श्री राधे राधे बोल श्याम श्याम बोल राधे राधे बोल श्याम श्याम बोल श्री राधे राधे बोल 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 श्री राधे राधे बोल राधे Govinda Gopal Baj man Shri Radhe.
पंढरीनाथ महाराज की जय. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
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 हरि नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
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 विठ्ठला 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 विठ्ठला. एकनाथ नामदेवा तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
नामदेव 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 तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
निवृत्ती ज्ञानदेव सुपान मुक्ताबाई एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
निवृत्ती ज्ञानदेव सुपान मुक्ताबाई एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम. एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम. एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. पांडुरंग जय जय 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 पांडुरंग जय
जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि. जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि. निवृत्त ज्ञानदेव सुभान मुक्ताबाई एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
निवृत्त ज्ञानदेव सुभान मुक्ताबाई एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम. एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम. एकनाथ नामदेव तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम. नामदेव तुकाराम जनाबाई तुकाराम.
नामदेव तुकाराम.
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 जनाबाई तुकाराम.
विठ्ठल 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 विठ्ठल
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल Guru Swami Vishwananda Maharaja ki
Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mirtyurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Satoma
Love is patient. Love is kind. It is giving and it is humble. It honors others. It is selfless. It is always calm. It believes all things are possible. It always protects. Always trusts. Always hopes.
Love will not only change you, it will change the people around you. Once you understand the greatness of love, you will understand the greatness within you.
There's no tools or technique. Love starts by loving. And it grows in loving and it ends in loving. And this is the mystery of it. And this is the reality of love. Because love in itself is the key. Jai Gurudev, everybody. So it's a bit late, so we just chant one mala of Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om. Gurudev again, everybody. So we'll go directly on the question because of time.
Guruji, you always say we should not be attached to material things. Does this also count while worshipping our deities? Can we show God our love through our deities without being attached to their material forms?
Well, God is God, whether it is you're worshipping Him in the form or you're worshipping Him without a form. Your love inside of your heart can connect with the divine from wherever you are. But for that, one must have a controlled mind, firstly. If your mind is not controlled, the mind is jumping everywhere, it is very difficult to attach to a God which is without form. So in the Gita, chapter 6, verse 35 of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said to Arjun, when Arjun said to the Lord, it is very difficult to control the mind. So the merciful Lord said to Arjun, indeed, O mighty arm, the mind is indeed very difficult to control as it is restless. But in spite of being restless, it is possible. How to control it? By constant practice and by detachment. One will be able to control that mind. So when we see that verse which Bhagavan himself spoke, we have firstly to understand that even the material aspect of the divine, the material aspect of the deity, it is not form part to the material level of the world, because that deity represents the faith of your heart. It represents that love that you have inside for God. And it is not just the outside form, but it is the Lord Himself. That's why it is said that there is no difference between me and the deity that you are worshipping. In spite that this deity is made of just either metal or stones or whatever, but beyond that, it is that faith that you put into it that what makes that deity alive. That's how Meera, who used to carry Giridhariji everywhere, for her, it was not just a piece of metal which have been taken, who have carved into a form of Krishna. No, it was Krishna Himself. How many times in the life of so many great saints who have ultimate realization, but yet their worship of the deity, that personal relationship that they have to that deity, make that deity alive. For them, it was not just a piece of metal or stone or whatever, but it is the Lord Himself, in whatever form they believe, it is themselves. So this is that faith. When we are worshipping the image of the divine, imagine how merciful He is, that He chooses. He is Almighty, He is a Supreme Lord, but yet He limits Himself and become that object which you are worshipping. And of course, as long as your mind is not controlled, like Bhagavan said it in the Gita itself, and like he said, indeed, it is very difficult. And here when we analyze it, we see that He's not disapproving. When somebody, it is a restless mind, when the mind don't want to hear what you want to say, what do? You flattered him. You let him hear what you want him to hear. Here Bhagavan Krishna is doing the same thing. He's telling Arjun, yes, I agree with you. O mighty arm, this is the second word that he used. He said, Arjun realized that, yes, I am very mighty, I am great. You know? Then when that mind is ready to listen, I said, yes, the mind, it is restless. And it is very difficult to control it. You know very well how the mind is. The mind jumps and so many things. You see here in your question itself, if you perceive, your mind perceive only the deity which is you're worshipping only as something which is material, of course then it will be just material things. If your mind is telling you just, don't get attached to this, it's a material form, but then you don't know the ultimate, You have a mind which can only attach to something which is limited. So it's better, in place of attaching the mind to the world, it's better to attach it to the form of the deity itself. So by attaching the mind to the deity, you are creating a certain continuation, which means japam, a certain meditation upon it. So you are feeding your mind with something which is divine. So that form, when you sit and do meditation, that's what the second part of that, what the Lord said, only by continuation and by restriction, by non-attachment, that you will be able to control the mind. You see, in the mind, what you see in the Gita continuously, Krishna said, don't be attached to the fruit of the action. You see, because every action, you have in your mind itself what you expected. And that's what he wants him to remove that. The same thing, when you're worshipping, you're doing your sadhana, and you're seeing, this is just a metal that I'm bathing, then it is wrong, completely wrong. But you don't see that mind is making you limiting that deity itself. When you have to transcend that, and see beyond, then Bhagavan will reveal himself. Why would he reveal himself when your mind is so much preoccupied, when you are doubting that he is faith what you have put inside it. So don't perceive your deity as just mere material form, Even this material form which you have given is out of his mercy, so that you can help yourself to transcend your mind and really open up your heart and love him, So, and when you sit down in your meditation, then you perceived the same deity inside of you. Then it is not material. Because you have seen him fully on the outside, then you start to see him fully on the inside. And more you meditate upon that divine form inside of your heart, your mind will be consumed and the mind become divine. Then the divine love awake inside of you. When that divine love awake inside of you, it becomes like a magnet which attract and reveal that supremacy of that divine form itself.
Guruji, when we see separation, division and fighting in our spiritual community, how can we do better than that for you?
Well, sometimes it's very, sad to see that even in a spiritual community, there is so many separation, division and fighting. This is very human. Where there is one person, there is peace. When there is two persons, there is discussion. When there is three persons, there is miscommunication, there is fight. Because each one will disagree with each another. And this is sad to see, because each one forget that they are serving the Lord. They are here to serve God. They are here to serve the Guru. And everyone forget about the respect that they have for each another. So if you want to do something better, very often I say that there's so many people who want to be here only. They don't want to hear, really. the best way to learn in life is when you can learn to control that senses, the sense of the tongue, speaking. If you can control that, you will learn much more things about that. There's a joke. A woman, she went to the doctor, to a psychologist, and said, my husband is very bad, and my husband don't listen to me, and every time, he continuously fight with me. Then the psychologist said to her, okay, do one thing. Whenever your husband come in front of you, take a glass of water, drink that glass of water, show him how nice is that water. You will see peace will come. So the wife did what the psychologist said. After a few weeks, he was wondering why she didn't come. So she called her. So she came to him, and as they were talking, said, my dear doctor, your advice, what you gave me of drinking the water, helped a lot. And tell me, what a miracle is that? What miracle there is by drinking water? And the psychologist laughed and said, it is not about drinking the water. While you're drinking the water, you're not talking. And that is a miracle. It keeps you quiet. And if you are quiet, then you avoid fighting. Because otherwise, you see, you would like to prove your point, but you know better. Everybody thinks that they know better. And in that, they forget the true Dharma itself, the true why they are on the spiritual path, why they are in the community. They're not in the community to fight, to create division or separation. When you're in a community, there should be unity. That's what makes a community. That's unity. And unity will come only when there is understanding with each another. And understanding will come when you start to learn to listen to each another. Not just quickly come into conclusion and take decision in a very ruthless way, Because when your mind is heated up, of course you will take the wrong decision. And later on, you will be the one which will suffer. You will be the one which will regret later on. So, if you are in a spiritual community, learn to respect each other. Learn not to look at the fault of each other, but look at what each another are trying to contribute. Because each one has their ideas, like I said, and that idea doesn't mean that it is wrong. There is truth in each ideas, but doesn't mean that we can take all ideas, but we can discuss about it. We can come to a certain conclusion together. It's not that one idea is better than the other. And remember, above all, that you all are working for the same Lord and Master. Jai Gurudev.
Paramahamsa Vishwananda recommends we keep chanting the name of God every day. Just 15 minutes a day will help you to create an oasis of positivity and divinity in your life. We invite you to submit questions and learn more about Paramahamsa Vishwananda and his Bhakti Marga mission by visiting paramahamsavishwananda.com. Thank you for joining us today. Please join us again for another live Connect with the Divine session every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 o'clock Germany time.